Malawi away in this Pool D clash against Singapore. Pamela Hiribalan there at goal defence, one of the more experienced members of the Singapore side.
We talk about the Singaporeans being short, but the goal defence has a vertical jump of about 70 centimetres, so she'll need every millimetre that she can suck out of that tonight.
Very effective shooting circle for Malawi. Maui Kumwenda gets Malawi away, and Cindy Simtowe. What's interesting about Malawi over the recent years, Liz, they haven't really changed their team that much.
No, so when they get to a big tournament like this, it's not overwhelming. That can happen sometimes when inexperienced players turn up.
They certainly travel Malawi. They often... She's such a flamboyant player, Kumwenda.
She is, and one of the things that you'll see about Malawi, the ball can come in from anywhere. They don't usually try and work it to the top of the circle and play it safe. It's just if there's a half a gap, the ball just rockets in. So Ko for Singapore doing plenty of work outside of the circle.
Contact.
Still they work. Well, they deserve that goal, Singapore. Hu Fen Chen gets them on the board.
Beautiful hands from Wazi, allowing centre.
That's a very quick reply from Malawi.
Contact ring defense.
You have to just expect Malawi to score quickly. There's a reason they hit 100 yesterday. They got the ton. Simply because they can get to Kumwenda so fast. Beautiful high shot there from So. Both Chen and So in the Singapore shooting circle. Yeah, well won by Lin. Just used her outside arm, but both Singaporean goal shooters really have textbook sort of shots. Beautiful high release. Yeah, footwork call then. So the good work undone.
And Cooley, the captain at goal defence. Good challenge from Hiribalan. Gets a pat on the back from her captain, Mickey Lynn.
Obstruction. Goalkeeper.
Better from Singapore, although then they get caught, don't they, in the pocket.
They do. The Malawi defenders playing a split circle. It's a really interesting defensive style. The circle defenders just about splitting the circle, and the mid-court defenders are really playing a close marking style.
Well, how's that? We've seen some incredible shooting in this arena today, particularly from the likes of Maria Tutayed, Jo Harton. And that is right up there with them. Combo tipping that up and out, contacting as she did so. No, in fact, it was out of court. Oh, lovely Lovely tip from Kumbo. Look at the speed Malawi take through the court.
Oh, Kamwenda's got all the tricks, a little almost underground pass. This goes to show what a versatile athlete she is, Jen. Most of the balls that she takes will be in the air, but she's more than capable as Lynn flies out for a screamer. Well done, really beautifully read. And I like what this Singapore team are bringing to this game. They would have seen the cricket score yesterday that Malawi had. Very
in and
nearly.
out.
And they would come into this game knowing they've got to be patient in everything that they do. And they're proving that they are. They're really treasuring possession. And they're having a crack defensively.
This was the little cheeky one from Kumwenda.
Advantage obstruction, wing attack.
We've seen a few entertainers out on court today. Serena Guthrie, I think she did a cartwheel yesterday. She did all sorts of little acrobatics earlier today. England's big win over Samoa.
Obstruction, keep it outside.
That's risky. You don't want to hurt yourself before you get to your big games.
Out of court triangle.
So disappointed with herself.
Well, she had a red-hot start. Just missed the last couple.
Contact, wing defense, centre third.
Well, I guess that was a pass. Touched her hands.
Yeah, interesting to see Galetta just choose to not put the ball down and play on. Malawi interested in just racking up the score, obviously. Don't want to waste time setting the penalty.
Last pool game for these two sides. I think a day off tomorrow, and then qualification games start on Tuesday. Malawi looks like they'll go through into a group with Jamaica and New Zealand and one other.
I think they're going to be competitive in that group.
I think you're right.
Oh, lovely shot.
In fact, thinking about that, you'd have to say a game involving Jamaica and Malawi would be quite spectacular.
It would be very similar styles of play with the tall goal shooter, really hustling defenders, and through the mid-court, incredibly patient. Ko's been good on the centre passes for Singapore. Got out and taken plenty of them.
Ko having to wait. Kumbu read it well, just couldn't hang on to it.
She's an athletic defender, isn't she? I really like her footwork. And, oh, unlucky.
Straight back at you.
Yeah. Often when a country is new to international netball, and Malawi still is relatively new, it's just been the 20 years really since they've been on the scene. It takes a long time for just a finesse to come through. Oh, beautiful work. Camilla Hirugalan gets up and gets over and gets the ball.
And look at her delight in doing so.
She's a lovely athlete, just got this huge jump. Oh, deserved to be finished, but not quite. Yeah, so what I like about Malawi, they're relatively new to the international stage, but defensively they've actually got really great footwork, and sometimes that can take a couple of generations to catch up with the rest of the world, but it's taken next to no time.
Contact, wing attack, penalty.
Yeah, Flanagan and Waz having a real battle.
Obstruction. Obstruction, centre penalty. Advantage offside. Advantage, contact. Contact on the penalty. Come forward, come forward.
Oh, beautiful from Chen.
Well, Chen, despite taking some long shots, is sitting at 100%, 4 from 4 for this quarter. Charmaine So, her shooting partner, sitting at 2 from 4. Hasn't quite been as accurate. Speaking of accurate, Maika Mwenda. It's her 9th goal from 9 attempts.
Oh, Flanagan does well to save that. So Singapore rebuild.
Vantage contact.
Ko waits for support. So a lot of passes, but they haven't gone forward yet. Oh, and Malawi snatch it.
That was really great defensive pressure from Malawi. They built it, and really they were patient. They didn't give away a penalty. They waited for the opportunity to arise. Was really got a footwork going. Used a body to protect the ball. Well done.
Vantage goal, obstruction. Wing attack, Singapore, injury.
Time called, I think, by Chen. No, Shelby Ko, wing attack for Singapore, goes to the sideline. 15-6. Malawi lead in this first quarter. 4.5 minutes remaining. But Singapore at the moment, they're hanging on to the Malawi players. Not literally, I mean, but...
They're doing a good job, Singapore. They're being patient with the ball. Sometimes they're being forced into that patience by just the strength of the Malawi defence, but looking to get the ball down court, and their shooters aren't afraid to turn and go to the post. Wifin Chen has just been outstanding.
It must be daunting to come into a game against a side that you know has racked up 100 against a side that's actually already beaten you.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I've said this a few times through the course of this tournament, Jen, that when you come up in games like this and you think realistically you're probably not going to win, but you come out with goals that you want to achieve. You want to score X amount of goals per quarter. You want to keep your opposition to X amount of goals per quarter. And you have little defensive goals that you want to achieve, maybe getting 3 tips. In terms of attack, you want to make sure that you convert off X percentages of turnovers, and knowing that Singapore have Ruth Aiken as a coach, you can see they're incredibly structured in their play. It wouldn't shock me if they had lots of goals.
I actually bumped into Ruth Aiken in the supermarket a couple of days ago, and she was saying how much she's loving her time with Singapore. She's actually signed a year extension to a contract. Mind you, who wouldn't like living in Singapore?
Well, it's really interesting, isn't it, talking to coaches who have coached top teams and then they move into coaches with developing nations, up-and-coming teams. And Norma Plummer was saying much the same when I ran into her the other day about coaching South Africa. And she just felt that because the players hadn't heard from her before, they were really soaking up all the information. The impression that she gave was, unlike you girls when I coached you. But she, again, another coach enjoying her time coaching a nation that really has its sights set on bigger prize, or the bigger prize long term.
Oh, well done, Nikki Lynn. She went high.
Yeah, and she got that penalty going her way because she moved her feet to get in front, and if you contest from in front, you're likely to get possession, either cleanly or by way of the umpire's whistle.
Oh, unfortunately, right through that hands of Bozura. Oh, Cooley. And this is classic Malawi play.
End-to-end, great pick-up from Vinkumbo, and she wanted to get the ball down court. Lovely front cut there from Sintawi.
Advantage goal, obstruction.
Just over 3 minutes left in this first quarter. 17-6, Malawi lead.
Attack penalty. Vantage obstruction. Vantage offside.
Ko well out of the circle. Look at how many passes Singapore need. But that's a pretty good way to finish it.
Malawi centre.
Charmaine So.
Vantage obstruction centre.
Ball ball skills of Malawi Kumwenda.
She's so graceful, isn't she? She's like a ballerina in the air.
Breaking free pass. Allowing.
Breaking.
Whoa.
That was whoa, too much whoa. But worth a try.
It is worth a try. Now, it'd be interesting to see the maturity that Malawi play at, whether the next time down court they go for that big skyscraper pass again, or whether they just work it around to try and build up to that great transition play, though, straight into defence.
Man, that was high.
Yeah.
And there you go, they put in another long one straight away.
Well, they're not scared.
Was. Malawi hit 20. 1.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Just the little dab of Ntakuli. Seeing that ball out. Oh, nice dodge by So. Oh, look at that wrestle between Ntakuli and So. In fact, Vinkumbo. 4 from 6 for Charmaine So.
Obstruction. Contact centre penalty. Centre.
She's not afraid to shoot from anywhere, Charmaine So, and that's why. Getting good applause from this crowd.
That was cheeky. Not taken within the centre third.
Oh, what a take. And I think she'll get up and get the penalty.
She will. Pretty good challenge by Ntakuli, but not enough, and she finishes it.
And that was a gutsy pass. Good way to finish the first quarter for Singapore. But it is Malawi who lead after the first 15 minutes, 21-9. Well, at the beginning, it was all Malawi, but in the latter stages of that quarter, Singapore showed that they're not going to be shrinking violets.
No, they're not. They've got a pretty good game plan for Malawi. They would have analysed, obviously, their opposition and figured out that players like Ntakuli and Vinkumbo, they like the opportunity to run onto the ball and to run onto the high ball. So Singapore have been very deliberate in everything they've done. They've worked the ball down to the edge of the circle, and their shooters are prepared to turn and go to the post, and that's why they've been effective. The fewer passes you have, the fewer opportunities there are to intercept them. If we have a look at the numbers, the shooting accuracy for Malawi stands out. 21 goals from 21 attempts, simply outstanding. Defensively, they've been good. They're picking up plenty of ball. And a low turnover rate from both teams, so just 10 from Singapore, and that indicates to me that they've got a real possession game in mind. In terms of penalties, the Malawi defenders being a little bit more expensive than the Singapore defenders. But they've given away penalties, Malawi, all the way down the court. The only player to not give away a penalty is Cindy Sintawi, who sits in goal attack. Everyone else is sort of 3, 4, 5 penalties. They're circle defenders, Ntakuli and Vinkumbo, not particularly expensive. So they're prepared to go for the ball, and they don't collect a lot of body. Just interesting watching this Singapore attack line. You can see the structures, you can see what they're trying to do. And it's great to see them be prepared just to turn and go straight to the post. Really great example there of the speed that Malawi can move the ball down court on, and a little bag of tricks that Malawi Kumwenda has that she's prepared to pull out. So it's been a pretty good quarter for Singapore, but a great quarter for Malawi, and we tend to think that they'll be there or thereabouts in the pointy end of this competition, and this is why. Defensively, they're really good, but in terms of attack, they've got a great spearhead in Malawi Kumwenda, in-goal shooter.
And this was a great way to end the quarter, wasn't it, Charmaine? So calm as you like. Added one more. A couple of the greats of Malawi netball. Good to see Singapore has some support in the crowd. In fact, I think most countries here, all 16 of them, have support in some way or another here on day 3 of the World Cup. But talking about support, nobody has support like Malawi. And they are here to have a great time in Sydney as we get ready for the second quarter. Malawi leading 21-9. Second quarter underway. Singapore in possession. Perfect spin on the ball from So.
Contact, wing defence.
Unsurprisingly, no changes for each team. Both coaches will be pretty happy with what they're seeing. Beautiful athleticism, but held ball against Sintawi. So she's got to release the ball within 3 seconds, and she didn't. So that's a win for the Singapore defenders, and they bring the ball down court beautifully. See the patience in their build-up. Three-second ball at the other end. So that rule proving the downfall of both teams early.
So gets Singapore on the board in the second quarter. She checks the score.
Oh, that's a coach killer. Ko just out over the line too early. This undoes a little bit of momentum that Singapore have started to build. Through a classic play, that one. You see plenty of teams with a tall goal shooter employ it, the goal shooter holding at the back, the goal attack driving across the front. It splits the defenders. It makes for a relatively simple feed. Lizy was all over it for Malawi.
And there's a little win for the Singapore defenders. Lynn waits for Harabalan. Oh, that was dangerous. I think she was off balance.
Contact, wing defence. Outside the circle.
And coughs it up straight away.
Advantage goal. Singapore.
Incredible, a steady stream of call that comes from the Malawi bench. A lot of it from Mary Wire, the assistant coach and former great of Malawi. Ruth Aiken, a much quieter member of the sideline.
Kamwenda having plenty to say there to Tandy Galetta in at wing attack. Wanted the ball, demanding it.
That's what she's doing, isn't she? In some of the games, some of the Trans-Tasman games, she comes in with loud yelps and squeals.
Contact, goal attack.
Fabulous player to watch.
And I love watching her play because she's starting to develop this style that's really all her own. She's got that African style of play, beautiful flair, beautiful athleticism. But she's picking up bits and pieces of the Kiwi style of play through her time with Tactics in the Trans-Tasman League.
Yeah, she's a great story, isn't she, really, Maui Kumwenda? I mean, I think she had a couple of years in Australia here, didn't she, in the State League?
She did in Victoria.
With the Fury.
Yeah, so she played State League in Victoria, and then she played ANL, which is the feeder league that goes into the ANZ Championship.
Vantage breaking. Vantage contact.
And we've said a few times that a lot of these developing netball countries, they come to the World Cup in a hope of obviously improving their world ranking, but another stated aim of a lot of them. Beautiful play from Singapore, end to end. So can finish it off. No!
Contact, goal shooter.
That was textbook netball, straight line, at speed.
Yeah, through the middle corridor. And now Malawi are replying in much the same fashion. As I was saying, some developing countries not only want to improve their world ranking, but they would love to see one of their players make it into the ANZ Championship, best netball league in the world. Oh, speculator. Well done, Vinkumbo. Just used the outside arm, kept the umpire out of play. Galetta didn't even look then. And she threw that past to Kumwenda.
Oh, footwork at the end spoils it. Gosh, this game going end to end. Yeah, Singapore slow it down, or rather get slowed down. Oh, how did she stay in?
Well done. I think they're slowing it down deliberately. I think it's their match plan to do that.
Look at Loa's fly. And finish from Simtoe. So, Malawi at the moment sitting on 100%. You could see there Primula Hirubalan, I think it is, calling for time. Perhaps just got, I think, a bit of a knock when Kumwenda came down with that ball.
She's got that left calf strapped. She could diagnose herself, Jen. She's a doctor.
I wonder if she's the team doctor. Ruth Aiken. Firm words there. (7-3) to Malawi so far in this quarter.
It's been a good quarter for Singapore in terms of the scoring rate. They've managed to slow Malawi down a little bit. Just the last couple of times down court, Malawi have had that speed, but they've slowed the scoring rate.
Now we can wind it in that huddle, very animated.
Some speculation in the lead into the World Cup about whether Maui Kumwenda was going to join the Malawi Queens for the World Cup. She had a bit of a disagreement with her National Netball Federation. Unfortunately, they came to an agreement just weeks out from the World Cup. It would be a shame if she didn't compete. She's one of the more exciting athletes that are here.
Yes, well, they've known for that Malawi. They've had perhaps disagreements is a good word for it in the past, leading up to the Commonwealth Games, similar ones. Some players not selected due to issues at club level. Thankfully, they've all got over that and they're all here.
Umpire, centre pass check.
Ah, that was the problem. It's Singapore's ball. 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 28-13. Malawi over Singapore. Entertaining game.
Great to see that Hirubalan stayed on the court for Singapore. Really is the heart and soul of this team, the most capped Singapore player ever, playing a 107th Test match tonight.
Shiki Ang on at wing defence for Singapore.
obstruction.
Long shot from Kamwenda, not a problem.
Take the ball.
Oh, beautiful play, Chen along the baseline. It was a great delivery from So.
Kumbu gets her team back in action, driving through the court.
Focus obstruction center.
Oh,
Cheeky.
the thing is, you know, that wasn't even necessary to do the little off the post.
No, but she's allowed to do it. And I saw her try and do that yesterday in the match that they played against Sri Lanka, and it didn't come off, but it's come off now. And if you're not familiar with that rule, once the ball hits the post, anyone can regather it, even the person that threw it. I've seen it done off throw-ins, but I've not seen it done until I saw Malawi Kamwenda do it yesterday in just field of play, and it's a gutsy move. I'd love to see if she was tempted to do it in a big match. You say the World Cup riding on it. I suspect she would.
It's the sort of thing, isn't it? She's not just a player, she's an entertainer.
Well, she is, and it's the sort of thing you probably get crucified in Australia and New Zealand for doing by your coach, but we're so risk-averse sometimes with our athletes and want them to play a bit robotically, and Kamwenda just shows how good players can be when you allow them to play with flair.
Now we've got Vinkumbu going to the sideline. Let's have another look at just what happened here. Oh, this is the trick. Okay, study that and do that at home.
But it's well worth warning the umpires of your games that you're going to do that.
Yes, might have them struggling for the rule book. So, another injury break.
Maybe you could download the video from the World Cup app and take it with you.
Good idea. I've certainly never seen it done like that before.
No, me either. I love it. I love seeing players innovate.
Well, it's what the game needs, isn't it? I mean, we had a few years ago the lifting starting.
Yes, best thing ever.
Yep.
Although I'm glad it didn't happen when I was playing.
Who would you? Oh, you would have been the lifter.
I don't know. Possibly.
You could have lifted Harvey Williams.
I could with one arm probably. But it's all very well to lift, but the problem is putting them down again. If I was going to do it to Harvey Williams, I reckon once the ball came out, I would have been like, whoops, sorry, drop her. I don't think she would have appreciated that.
So injury stoppage for Tarira Vinkumbu. And it looks like, yes, a change. Laureen Ngwira perhaps getting the goalkeeper bib on. There are some of the Malawi supporters. They can watching on. Yes, here she is, Laureen Ngwira.
Well, now our media guide says that Laureen Ngwira is 180 centimetres tall, and I'll eat my hat if she's not 6'1". She's beautiful and tall, so that height will and reach will probably cause a problem for the Singaporean shooters, especially over their shot. It'll be interesting to see how well she uses it.
And Malawi will be certainly hoping that there's nothing too much wrong with Vinkumbu, because really I think Vinkumbu and Mtakuli is one of the best defensive pairings going round.
They are, and Vinkumbu's footwork is simply outstanding, the way she covers the ground, and she's got a great ability to read the game, so hopefully it's just precautionary. Great scramble from Malawi.
Trying to hang on to Kamwenda. So 13-3 for the quarter. Just 3 goals from Singapore so far in this second term of play.
We'll step up in defensive pressure, really.
Contact centre.
Oh, unlucky. Awazi.
Centre Malawi.
Everything right. So the challenge for Malawi is to keep that defensive intensity going with the changing personnel in that goalkeeper position. Singapore scored 10 in the first quarter and just 3 so far this quarter.
A lovely hold from Kumwenda.
But the Malawi scoring rate has slowed as well. 21 in the first quarter, just 14 in this quarter.
Here's the big one again. And Kumwenda just grabs it. Beautiful timing.
You sort of need to bring a thesaurus when you commentate Kumwenda, don't you? How many times can you say awesome?
That's right. You run out of words.
So when we're not talking, just imagine us marvelling at her.
Well, I'm going to go home and look for some new words.
Oh, the look away. She's got it all going on.
Bondage contact.
Oh, good challenge from Ngwira. I've just gone out of court. So, picking up where Vinkumbo left.
Oh, nice look away pass. But Ngwira read it beautifully. And, oh.
Oh, that's awkward.
It was awkward. She's getting up though, and that's a good sign.
She's the woman known as the sniper. They've got some great names for their players, Malawi. Bridget Kumwenda, the engine room, is a personal favourite. I reckon she is the engine room of any team she plays for.
Well, they've got another shooter, Jane Chimolero. His nickname is Machine.
And that's beautiful work there from Ngwira.
Tower going down. It was a heavy fall. Unfortunately, she'll just end up a little bit bruised from that.
Vantage contact.
Oh, big shoulder there from Ang. No love lost between Ang and Galetta.
Well, they challenge everything, don't they, the Malawi players? I don't think any one of them
Vantage obstruction centre.
would go easy on you.
Contact centre.
Oh, yep. Bit of an obvious hold there from Takuli.
Yes, a wily campaigner, Caroline Takuli. Singapore flag flying, as it should. Singapore's birthday today, 50 years since it was made a republic.
Singapore centre.
So happy birthday, Singapore.
Vantage breaking contact. Vantage obstruction centre.
Oh, beautiful work there from Waz. She's in everything, especially around the edge of the circle. She challenges every single pass that gets thrown. Kumwenda tiptoeing along the baseline.
And how you can be flying at such a speed and then just come to a halt.
Yeah, and she's got
precipice.
she's got a great sense of space as well. It's a Maui Kumwenda show at the moment.
Just a moment or two remaining in the second quarter, 41-14. And that scoring rate for Malawi has just accelerated in the last few minutes.
Well, and they've not lost anything with the changing goalkeeper, with Ngwira coming on. She's been outstanding.
In fact, I don't know that Singapore have scored since she came on.
Well, she's got that great reach. She's also got really good foot speed.
That is Malawi Kumwenda's first miss of the match.
Just rattled off a lazy 30 goals in the row before she was unsuccessful. That's impressive. And they haven't all been short range either. Beautiful drive there from Ang. She's been good for Singapore through the middle.
Vantage contact centre. Wing defence offside. side, Singapore.
Well, the time is ticking down, but Singapore will have enough time here, particularly as it's penalty. Oh, sweep from So.
They've got to go long and they've got to go quick.
Oh, they can't get past Ingwira. So half-time here in this clash between Malawi and Singapore. It is still Malawi firmly in control, 42-15.
ANZ Netball is Australia's only entry-level netball program. It's been designed to give kids from 5 to 10 the best possible learning and playing experience with skill activities, minor games, and modified matches, plus music and dance in a fun and safe environment. Find out more at netsetgo.asn.au. Have you experienced the world's best Netball League? The 2016 ANZ Championship kicks off on the 2nd of April 2016, featuring the best players from Australia, New Zealand and the rest of the world. 2016 memberships are on sale now. Find out more at anzchampionship.com.
Half-time between Malawi and Singapore, 42-15.
And just the attempts from Malawi, you can see just how good they are when they've got the ball in hand. They're so dominant defensively as well. 7 clean intercepts, that is simply outstanding. They've kept their turnover rate down. And penalties from both teams relatively low. And that's important for Malawi as they go into the top 8 next week. They want to make sure that they can contest the ball and not draw too much whistle. And it's their footwork defensively that is really getting the job done for Malawi. The other thing that they're impressive on is their transition play, both from defence into attack, and that's something that's reasonably easy to do because you get a turnover and you've got an adrenaline rush and you want to run down court. The tougher thing to do is actually from attack into defence. And if you look down the Malawi stats page, they've got intercepts all the way down the court. Simtawi, Galetta, Wazi, all in that front line. So from the goal attack through the centre, they've all got intercepts to their name, and that just suggests to me that they are so good on that transition play when they lose the ball they're able to turn around and get into defence really quickly, and that I think is a huge sign of maturity in a team.
Both sides enjoying plenty of support in the crowd for this match, and they are really being entertained.
Well, what I like to see, I've just talked a lot about Malawi, but when you look at this Singapore line, they've really stuck to their game plan. And yes, they're trailing reasonably severely, but you can see they're achieving the things that they want to achieve. They're being incredibly patient with the ball. A little bit of dance camp going on, and the Zambian fans are absolutely killing it in that regard.
It is party time at Sydney Olympic Park, but at halftime it is Malawi leading Singapore 42-15.
It's also the birthday today of Singapore, 50 years to the day since Singapore became a republic. So it's happy birthday to Singapore. And also, Bridget Kamwenda from Malawi, it's her birthday today as well. So, it's only fair that we all, as a stadium, sing happy birthday to Singapore and Bridget Kamwenda. And you get down on the big screen, we want to see you sing and dance. Here you go. Good work, everyone. Happy birthday to Singapore and to Bridget Kamwenda. Not too far away from the start here in the second half. Malawi against Singapore.
Let's light it up until our hearts catch fire. Then show the world a burning light and never shine so bright. We'll find a way to keep the cold night from breaking in over the walls into the wild side. Like we're satisfied.
Half-time between Malawi and Singapore. As you can see, 42-15. Malawi firmly in control. 21-10 in the first quarter, 21-5 in the second. But it's an entertaining game. Singapore, even though, you know, there's a big margin, they are keeping Malawi well busy by trying to keep the brakes on them. The Singapore team just go through a final practice shot. It's been to see whether or not there are some shots made or some changes made. And here's a great moment. Happy birthday being sung. Oh, and a great reception. And coincidentally, it is also 50 years since Singapore became a republic, so happy birthday all round. Nice touch. So just a few moments away from the resumption of this match. And I'm sure Singapore will want to do a little bit better than that second quarter. Just 5 goals in that quarter. Great to see some young supporters here having a good time. Great atmosphere here at Sydney Olympic Park. Day 3 winding down. 30 minutes to go in this match. Malawi away. 42-15 they lead over Singapore.
And there's been some changes made all over the court from Malawi. That's why I've been quiet, trying to figure out who's gone where. So Mbula comes in at goal shooter. Sintawi stays at goal attack. Galetta moves from wing attack to centre. Bridget Kamwenda. So you take off one Kamwenda and you get another. He's on at wing attack. Goal defence is Vinkumbo. She's moved out. She's come back off the bench. She went to the bench in that second quarter and has moved to goal defence. And Nguira is staying at goalkeeper.
Well done. So just about all change.
One more. Grace Wafalira is on at wing defence as well.
That must just about be the whole squad. And been a few tweaks too for Singapore. Olivia Flanagan there, back on at wing defence.
And moves into centre.
Kimberly Lim on at wing attack.
Both circles stay the same, and that's no surprise. Lim and Hirubalan have done really well defensively, just fought and battled all day. And Hu Hyun Chen and Charmaine So stay where they are.
Busy start by both sides. Wow, take that. 3-all in this quarter.
Joyce Mbula, the new Malawi goal shooter. Bit similar to Maui Kamwenda. Got the great hold, doesn't quite have the same bag of tricks, but still incredibly athletic, comes into this game having shot 28 goals from 31 attempts in their previous matches. So not quite the volume of Kamwenda, but not far off. Kamwenda came into this game with 32 goals to her name. So Malawi have a great ability just to mix up that front line, to rest players, to manage the load. No doubt with an eye on the back end of the week when they would love to challenge that big four of Australia, England, Jamaica, and of course the Silver Ferns.
Singapore holding their own here, 4-all. It's the speed with which they play. Rula, not this time. Flanagan all round Galetta.
Interesting the change of Ang into the middle for Singapore. She was good at wing defence when she came on and driving that ball down the court. So I suspect that's why the change has been made, just to give them more penetration into the front line. Galetta, plenty of urgency. Little set play. She never looked forward, always was going to go back on the centre pass. You see Malawi mixing it up. Oh, Nelly Galetta. Finished it with the splits, which would have been impressive. Also, the goal shooter, Charmaine So, gives away possession. Was deemed to have not grounded in court before she caught the ball, so she ran in from off court. And this is a transition that Malawi are so good at. And it's probably the one area where Singapore probably haven't been as good as they'd like to be. And it's been so difficult for the Singaporean defenders of Lin and Hirabalan just to be able to compete when the ball is coming down the court so quickly at them.
Moments ago, the score was 4-4 for this quarter. Now it's 8-4. Almost seems like within a blink of an eye. Lovely lead in Hirabalan. We saw that leap.
She's explosive, isn't she? Sort of standing start.
What a shot.
Advantage,
50-20. 3-30 rather, goal margin. Oh, and Guira. She's done well since she's been on.
She has, she's been good. Oh. When you coach it, tell you to talk to each other. Simtawi, she was at the back then, she probably should have called.
What a take from Mvula. Simtawi says, leave it to me, and she does. 17 from 18. 94%. Malawi Kumwenda, 97%. Impressive. Kumwenda, the birthday girl. At wing attack. 24 today, Bridget Kumwenda.
What better way to spend your birthday than playing netball? Oh! That was beautifully done then from Grace Mwafa-Luia.
Well, there's a few birthdays, I think, over the next 10 days. I guess as you would expect. Claire Brownie, one of the Scottish players. Hers is either today or tomorrow. Well, you just knew that was going to go on the way. Charmaine So has been finding that goal from distance.
Oh, unlucky Flanagan. Oh no, well done. She forced the turnover. She was good then. She just covered just about every move that Kumwenda made. Forced a turnover, but as has often been the case in this game, they've given it back. What can Singapore do with it now? Great transition play, and that's that drive from Eng that they're building it up on. She's great through the mid-court and really dominated that middle corridor then.
Oh, unfortunate. Just couldn't bring it in. Hui Fen Chen. Flanagan goes through Kumwenda.
Advantage goal, contact goalkeeper.
The interesting comparison, these two countries, aren't they, about the different, or what's good about this World Cup, different styles, different body shapes, different countries, and what they all bring. Much slighter frames of the Singaporeans. And so they bring a different style of play.
They do, and you have to adapt your style of play to what your body's capable of. And so the Singaporeans know that they're just not going to match it for strength with these Malawi athletes, so they've been trying to be as clever as they can with the ball, just take a possession game and use their speed. Well, Mvula gives away the penalty. Contact. So, nice little win there from Mickey Lynn.
So Singapore have already scored more in the third quarter than they did for the entire second quarter.
Contact centre. Vantage obstruction, wing attack.
Trail Malawi in the third.
Tidy up defence.
I'm surprised that Flanagan's been told to tidy up. She's really come in and taken it to Kumwenda.
Strong challenge from Mafuliwa. Vice captain of the side. She's the captain 4 years ago in Singapore.
So she'll be able to finish this one off. And she does. It's a good quarter from Singapore, trailed just by 4 after going down by 11 and 16 respectively in the first and second quarters. Making the most of... Oh, that was a great contest from Lim. She had front position, got up high and really forced the error. So just taking a little while in this quarter for Malawi to settle in this new combination, and Singapore are making the most of that. To the advantage of making fewer changes.
Yes, it virtually is, isn't it? A total rearrangement for Malawi.
It is, and sometimes that takes a little while just to players who have been on court, someone like Sintawi, for example, just to get used to the fact that she's with a new shooter.
Not that time for Singapore. Good effort from Ang to win it back. Directing traffic from the transverse line.
Defence, contact.
There's that challenge there from Lim. She gives away centimetres to Mvula. It was the timing. And the fact that she was in good position held her in good stead.
Obstruction, wing defence, penalty.
In defence, you need to tidy up on the contacts now.
And so she's come under intense pressure in the shooting circle. Oh, unlucky that time.
Kunvert has just gone in for everything and it's just drawn the attention of the umpire. So short pass on the other side, the other end of the court between Kumwenda and Sintawi.
It's hard to call, isn't it, that short pass? I almost thought it was footwork.
Yeah, it's hard to call when it's at speed and the umpire's on the other side of the court, so she really needs to be certain that she knows.
Vantage contact.
Nearly found myself saying, shoot it then, because you know she can.
Well, Ruth Aiken impressive. She must be pleased with the performance of a shooter.
Goal didn't count.
No good.
No, Kimberly Lim at wing attack just gave way apparently at the top of the circle. What a shame. That's a beautiful take from Mvula. Not only the take, but on the land, she just splits her feet and it gets her close to the post. Just textbook.
Oh, nice. Quick on the ball, Mickey Lynn. Oh, snatched away. Tandy Galetta, any loose ball. Oh, and I think that's the old, was it 2 bats and a catch? Or
Yeah. I think it gets called replay
did they-
now.
Yeah, I like old-fashioned. 2 bats and a catch.
They called it in New Zealand when you were a girl.
Yeah, that's a while ago. It's quaint.
I can't laugh. Commentating on players that were born after I made my test debut, Jen. It's depressing.
Centre contact penalty. Centre first.
Dying minute of the third quarter, 57-23. Through the hands that time of Mvula, there was a contact. Alan thinks, okay. Oh, casual style.
There's enough time for another goal from Malawi. If they move it fast, no doubt they'll go long.
They'll have the opportunity anyway with the contact called. The sniper delivers. Cindy Simtoe adds one more for Malawi. As the two teams move to the end of the third quarter, Malawi firmly in charge. They lead Singapore 58-23. $17-8 that quarter to Malawi. So they were able to put the brakes a little bit on the Malawi team, but Liz, as you said, lots of changes. Malawi perhaps just working through them.
There was, and the Singaporean defensive line, I felt, really stepped it up. They started to get that hassle on a little bit more. Flanagan in particular got warmed by the umpire, but she really got out there and made her presence known, and that really gave some space to Lynn and Hirabalan to get up and contest, and they did, and that's why they kept Malawi to 4 goals fewer in that quarter than they had in the 2 previous quarters. The shooting percentage, though, even though it feels like the Singaporean shooters haven't missed, they're sitting at 66%. Charmaine So at 18 from 25. Hui Fen Chen, 5 from 10 at 50%. Malawi, though, even though they've made some changes, the shooters really still delivering at 92% for the team. Mvula came on then and shot 6 from 9 in that third quarter, and Cindy Simtoe shooting 23 from 34. The penalties reasonably down for both teams, and that's been particularly impressive. The most penalised players on court are for Singapore, the goal defence and the goalkeeper, Hirabalan and Mickey Lynn, giving away 11 and 15 penalties respectively. But all in all, it's been a quite tidy game so far from both teams. Got a little bit ruddy midway through that third quarter, especially as the Singaporean defensive line really started to take it to the Malawi shooters. And Malawi, I think, in the last game that they played when they got up over Sri Lanka by 83 goals, and then in the early part of this game, we're probably a little bit used to just turning and throwing the ball, and we saw earlier in the game Galetta threw the ball to Kumwenda without really looking at her. Given that the fact that the Singaporean defence really picked it up in that quarter, the Malawians just had to slow the ball down, and that affected their scoring rate. So Singapore can walk away from that quarter pretty happy with what they achieved. Yes, they went down by 9 goals, but in terms of what they set out to do, I think it was quite a good quarter. When you look at what Malawi did, they've made those changes. Joyce Mvula came in pretty well, not quite as accurate as Kumwenda and not quite as massive with the volume as Kumwenda, so we may see a few changes going on coming into this last quarter.
So the Malawi coach there having her say to her shooters, Kumwenda and Mvula. She must be pretty pleased, really. Peace Kalua, 59-23, the lead at 3-quarter time for her side. Maui Kumwenda back on court, so just a third quarter rest for her. And a change for Singapore in centre. Shelby Coe moves in straight away. They give the centre pass away. Fourth quarter underway. 59-23. Well, possession changes hands several times.
New goal attack also from Malawi. Jane Chimolero is on. Talked about her earlier, nicknames the Machine. Let's see how machine-like she is.
Well, the engine room is combining with the machine, and that's shooting in for Malawi.
New centre as well for Malawi. Martha Dunn comes back on at centre after spending the first half at wing defence.
Oh, that's... she's fine. She'd gone over on her ankle. So Chimolero on the board. 2 goals, in fact, already for her for this quarter.
New goal shooter for Singapore. Mei Ling Yu comes on and replaces Charmaine So. So a bit of pressure on you. Charmaine So really impressive in the first 3 quarters.
And she's moved out to goal attack.
Singapore, Singapore, goal third, goal third. Advantage contact.
So Hui Fen Chen going to the bench. So continues where she left off.
Striking free pass.
And a new defensive lineup as well for Singapore. So Mickey Lin comes out to goal defence and Lily Chen comes on to goalkeeper.
Contact, goal defence, penalty.
Goal
Advantage
defence
obstruction,
court,
goal
way
defence.
down court. Now she's making her way back down to her end.
Advantage contact.
And Lily Chen, you see there, the goalkeeper for Singapore,
Advantage obstruction.
1.96 centimetres.
Wing attack offside. No.
Oh, that contact call against Kumunda.
Obstruction.
Game just struggling to get going in this 4th quarter.
Contact.
Yes,
Contact.
again, all these changes, players need to find their rhythm. Not bad from you. Oh, quick hand, Singapore.
Goalkeeper. Contact. Come in again. Back, reset, no movement. Keep
Defender moving just too early, so you will have another chance. That's good. Early lead in this quarter for Singapore.
Wing attack. Advantage contact. Contact over penalty. Advantage for moving off goal defence. Singapore centre.
Lovely shot, Chimolero. She's got a low release. It's effective, 3 from 3 to open up this quarter.
And we record called again. And so does the honours.
Advantage, breaking wing attack. Advantage contact. Singapore centre.
Long lean from the very tall Lily Chen, but to no avail.
Advantage obstruction, wing
4th
attack.
quarter. 63-27 overall.
Goal attack. Goal attack. It's intimidation. Penalty pass. Centre third, ladies.
And I wonder for a team like Malawi, Liz, in this final pool game? Is this where you really do make, you make the most of getting everyone out there, because you know that you're going to go through to the top 8. Games are going to get a bit tougher, and some players perhaps, won't see the court again.
Yeah, there's 2 reasons that you want to get everyone out. One is to, I guess, for team harmony, you want to make sure that players have given the opportunity to get out and play a bit of netball. Makes them a bit happy to sit on the bench if they need to later in the week, but you also need to manage the load of your stars, and Kumwenda getting that quarter off, she'll appreciate that. So Malawi have done a pretty good job. That's a great kick up from Mickey Lynn. Gives away plenty of height, but was really gutsy. And the other thing you need to do is to challenge your players. So when you're winning by these sort of margins, you want to be challenging your players to say, you've got to stay tidy, you've got to still deliver the ball. Don't go throwing speculative passes and, think you're the Harlem Globetrotters. You're still here to play netball. So, like I said earlier, you don't want to turn your players into robots, but you want to make sure that they are executing your game plan, and they're able to do it for 60 minutes or close to. It's a great lean from Chen. Couldn't quite gather the rebound, but she's when you're a little bit worried about it.
And that was the earlier pickup by Lynn. Good hustle, Singapore.
Ball is obstruction, go defense.
Chimaliro keen on the offload to Kumwenda. Malawi move through to 65. They're certainly not going to make the ton as they did last night against Sri Lanka. 3-on-1, so still got it.
And you all by yourself under the post. See the Malawi defenders committing this late stage of the game.
Obstruction. Obstruction. Center. 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 Center.
Nice little triangle play between Dum, Kumwenda and Chimaliro. Just using the angles to get the ball in, getting it away from the long arms of Chen.
Contact, keeper.
It's hard ask to get a rebound off Loreen and Wira in that circle.
Voltage offside. Obstruction center. Obstruction. Go defense.
It's Lily Chen, you could see she didn't know which way to go, over the shot or worry about Kumwenda.
Well, it's a smart move just to worry about Kumwenda. She's their go-to goal shooter. And she did the right thing. She worried about Kumwenda and got herself in a good rebounding position. Lynn again, attacked the ball. Yeah, great play from her. Gave herself a clap, and why not? Had a fine second half.
You hit the deck, but up quickly, in place to take the ball.
Replay. Had hold of the ball and dropped it. So maybe you can't gather possession after you've had it.
I thought for a minute, it didn't matter anyway because the shot was good. So Ruth Aiken will want to be hopping up, going up to her players. There's a break. And it is Grace Mwafaliwa, wing defence for Malawi, who's called the timeout.
She hopped over the sideline, a little bit of discomfort, so hopefully she's all right. Pretty good game for Malawi tonight. 4 intercepts, second only to Nguira, who's got 5.
We saw the bibs being ripped off. She's been around around a wee while, Grace Mwafaliwa. Been a good player over the years for Malawi. Well, that's a very quick break. She's off, and looks like Loise is back on at centre.
Contact, wing defence, penalty, simple.
And Martha Dumm's moved out to wing defence.
Contact, goal shooter.
Kawenda
That was Kawenda.
wanted the ball, was screaming for it. Waz was offside, so she's given away possession. And Kawenda still giving plenty of instructions in defence. She's pretty effective defensively.
Oh, brilliant. Loreen and Weira.
Speaking of effective. Weira's funny, isn't she? You look at her and you think, you know, with those long legs, she may not have the footwork, but she's deceptive. I'd love to get a player like that and coach them.
Well, I'm sure there's some out there who would love you to do that.
She's just looks like she's got so much potential just with that height and the reach and the natural speed.
Oh, height and reach and a jump like Kawenda. We've talked about that earlier, I think. I'm not sure if it was today or tomorrow, though, this World Cup, the players that come up in some of these teams. We've talked about coaches from whether or not perhaps they're Super League teams in England or Trans-Tasman teams in this part of the world, just looking for new talent.
Well, there's a number of Trans-Tasman teams that haven't finalised their rosters yet, and it seems to me that the way for players from these sort of countries to get in, often they don't get picked up directly into a Trans-Tasman team, but they get picked up by their feeder teams, by the ANL side. So the Australian Netball League, which sits just below the ANZ Championship. That's how Kawenda has come to be the ANZ champ through a few years there. You look at Praskovia Peace from Uganda, has had a few years in England, but wouldn't shock me if we saw her playing in the ANZ Championship at some point.
And Charmaine So nails another one. 11-6 this quarter. Kawenda, she hasn't missed too many. I think that's just the third one.
Advantage obstruction, goal attack, contact. Players, come up.
Shelby Coe finds Lim. Nice little cuddle on the baseline from So.
Advantage goal, contact. Advantage contact. Obstruction, policy. Singapore centre. Advantage breaking, goal defence.
2.5 minutes remaining in this match. 72-30. Yes, good pressure from Malawi.
Advantage obstruction, goal
That dropped it
shooter.
and went out rather than able to pick it up. But
Then
look,
again.
there she goes. Oh, called for
Advantage
contact.
offside.
She went through.
7 deflections for Mickey Lynn in this game. She's been so handy in that position and in goalkeeper. Just fearless.
This is Herbalan earlier in the circle. Now wing defence.
Goal shooter. Advantage obstruction, goal attack.
Noreen and Mira again getting the lovely use of the outside arm actually. Ended up with Singapore, but it looked good.
Contact, wing defence, anchor off.
Oh. I feel like every time Charmaine So's got the ball tonight, that's our response. Oh, she's got a beautiful shot. A little unusual looking, uses both hands a little more than you'd coach. But it's been effective.
Singapore.
Really high release.
Here she goes again. Mira wins that one. A beautifully flighted ball from Loire. She just knew where Kumwenda would be tracking. Put it up there.
Advantage breaking goal attack. Bodies obstruction.
As I mentioned, day off for these teams. So it's on your day off in the middle of a competition like this. What do the players do?
Not much, to be honest.
Advantage offside.
They might sort of go and do a spot of shopping or a spot of sightseeing, but there'll be some rest time in the afternoon for them. It's a good chance to catch up on treatment from the physio, get a massage. It really is about saving the legs at this stage of the game. You really can't be out doing too much. You sort of have to balance that up with being, you know, be cooped up in your hotel room either, especially when the weather's so nice here in Sydney at the moment.
Well, the crowd counts it down as the final whistle blows for the end of this match. Malawi comfortably over Singapore, 75-31.